Good morning, everyone and every boy and girl. Let's get right into it. For most of my life, I have been under the illusion passed down by some of my strongest libtard teachers known to mankind.
I'm gonna come.
That the right is the only people that are racist. That it's the conservatives that are the racist ones deep down inside and not the left. The left is nothing but good people trying to do good things. But as I've grown up, as I've slowly progressed as a man,
I'm gonna come.
I have started to notice a trend. I've started to notice a trend right before my eyes. That the left is the ones that are incredibly racist. And not only are they incredibly racist with a deep, dark history of racism, that they capitalize off their own racism. Their racist grift is one that is a grift that keeps on giving. We wake up this morning with new clips from Trevor Noah and James Carville kind of breaking that down perfectly, as Trevor Noah, the beloved son of The Daily Show that is absolutely crap without Jon Stewart, is going around saying that we need to segregate again because segregation was better. And an incredible story. But let's just break down as well some of the deep, dark racism that we recently went through. With like Black Lives Matter. Remember Black Lives Matter? They were all supposed to be these great arbiters of bringing about peace for the black people. You can finally recognize them as they raked in $6 million. Even today, people are confused where that money went. $6 million. Oh, I'm sorry. $90 million. My bad. Black Lives Matter collected over $90 million, and nobody has any idea where it went. I would like to start off by saying the BLM founders dropping $6 million on a home might show you exactly where they went. Black Lives Matter is like the meme coin of the left. They immediately used somebody else's pain like they typically do, and then they collected millions of dollars like a meme coin. They immediately rug pulled everybody on the left, and they took in everybody's money, and nobody has any idea where that money went. Yeah, it went probably to some sidelines of NFL games and soccer games saying things like end racism. I had to pay for it somehow, even though I'm sure those were absolutely free because the NFL had to submit during the most racist time in American history because of a drug addict that died from a cop. But raking in over $90 million and buying a $6 million home, and no one still even cares about what's going on. And my favorite race grifter myself, for me, is Al Sharpton. Reverend Al Sharpton, this is one of his homes. It's a $6.3 million home. I think he's oppressed enough, am I right? Can I have some of that oppression?
I'm gonna come.
But let's get down to the clip that's being passed around this morning. This is just absolutely fantastic, coming from Trevor Noah himself. Trevor Noah, who I famously actually lost friendships over calling out Trevor Noah. At one point in my life, I made a Facebook post. I don't make a lot of Facebook posts because Facebook is for boomers. And I don't really care about Facebook that much. Jacobet says, Patrice Cullors bought a house with BLM money, sold it back to BLM for $3.5 million, increased 2 months later. The BLM needs to be studied to the utmost degree. And I love that a lot of my leftist friends like to pretend like they weren't a part of that, or they didn't give to that, or they don't actually care where the money went because it's their own deep-rooted white racism that they had to give to the BLM in order to prove that they're not racist. But I famously lost friends over calling out Trevor Noah. Now, what did I call Trevor Noah out? Had nothing to do with racism or being the left or the right. What I said was Trevor Noah is actually not funny. I have never laughed out loud from anything Trevor Noah said. I just said, I don't understand why he is celebrated amongst the left as this great comic. He's not funny. He's fun. There are funnier left-tard comics than Trevor Noah. Why is he celebrated? Why do you guys love him so much? It makes no sense to me. There are better comics. And I proceeded to lose many of my left-tard friends. In fact, I was blocked by many of my leftard friends for saying that Trevor Noah is not funny. Because when you go after their prized possessions, when you go after their most beloved creatures on the left that are, pushing the right agenda along, they get really pissed off because it's a religion for them. This whole thing is based on religion. They have language. They have things in which they worship. They have things in which they push things to the altar. But we get to Trevor Noah, and he starts to go on this rant about how we need to go back to segregation because segregation worked. Oh, I feel like I'm listening to Nazi or communism rhetoric. I feel like you're from South Africa? Oh, that makes more sense. Because lefties' late night comedy is mostly crap. It truly is mostly crap. But we get to this comment. So listen to this from this podcast just recently clipped up and cut up from Trevor Noah saying that we need to get back to segregation.
I found myself wondering, and this applies to America, and then maybe it'll go to other places in a different way because Finland ties in. Do you think that integration was the right move? And now I'm separating two things.
My favorite too is you can see the leftard in the background. Look at her. She's like, that's so good, Trevor Noah. Look at her just like shaking her head. Is this going to be a really good controversial point? Here we go. Tell us again.
Was the right move. And now I'm separating two things because I know in America people are like, well, of course, I mean, there was racism and there was segregation. And I go, yeah, no. I'm separating them. Let's separate someone being oppressed and someone not being able to get a job and someone not being able to get a bank loan. Let's take all of those, the negative things away.
Okay.
Because I'll put myself out personally and say, I think whether we're talking about gifted kids who are anomalous, let's say, to the norm, whether we are talking about
segregate
and I mean
everyone.
anything
Gingers?
that does not fit into a category.
Oh, are you going to say gingers? Don't you dare.
I think part of the reason Finland is able to do it is because, have you been to Finland?
It's very homogeneous.
I've been to Finland. You know who's in Finland? Finnish people. That's it.
Yes.
And because they're all Finnish, there's an idea of no, we all head in the same direction.
I feel like I'm listening to a KKK rally. Yes, say it. Say we don't belong together. Say that we need to segregate. Segregation is good. Let us segregate together. Keep going.
And because they're all Finnish, there's an idea of no, we all head in the same direction. We all know what our actions mean. And that's a really powerful thing I've learned in communicating with other people. When I'm in a room with anyone where we start to tie together multiple things. So if I'm in a room with black people, already there's an implicit trust because we know what certain actions, words, and vibes mean. And then you're in a room with another African. Already. This person. Now, even if you shout at me, I know what your shout means. The same way an Italian knows what an Italian shout means.
Exactly. Grunts and noises are a racial thing. Like when I walk up to my ginger brothers and sisters, I just go, ugh. And they know they know what I'm saying. They know exactly what I'm saying. So he's saying that grunts and noises and verbal things, diarrhea that comes out of your mouth are tied to racism. When black people walk up to each other and go, people just know. Other black people are like, oh my God, it's so refreshing to have somebody that speaks my language. Oh my God. I can't believe this is happening.
Now, even if you shout at me, I know what your shout means. The same way an Italian knows what an Italian shout means.
Yeah.
Exactly. Black people just know what those shouts mean. Like, it doesn't matter if you're a black person from California or a black person from the deep south of Mississippi. If you walk up to each other and you go, people are just like, wow. You're speaking my language. Finally, somebody understands exactly what I'm going for. Trevor is a Nazi. He's taking the damn party back to its roots. Yeah, he truly is. I don't think black people realize what they'll do to each other if we segregate again. Dude, I don't think this is insane. This is This is what happens when you take a small idea and then you just let it grow and let it fester and let it build. And he's like, yes, when black people walk up to each other, they just speak the same language.
Shouts at me. I know what your shout means. The same way an Italian knows what an Italian shout means.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
I know I'm prefacing it with a lot because it's a loaded question.
Yes.
But I would love to know if you think integration was the right solution, maybe. On the other side of, what America, of civil rights.
Yeah. No, I don't. And I don't think it's actually.
No, I don't. Of course you're not. You're over there shaking your head. No, I don't. Look at your freaking bookcase. It's color coordinated. I'm not a psychopath. God, how many bodies are underneath your freaking desk right now, lady? I want the yellow books with the yellow books, the red books with the red books, the green books with the green books, the blue books and the purple books. We'll separate them as it slowly goes outward. And the bodies are underneath my bed right now. I'm gonna come. Yeah, tell us why segregation is bad. Keep going.
No, I don't. And I don't think it's actually that controversial when if you understand that segregation and integration weren't the only options. Like within those two options, it may seem like integration is the more progressive. Like, of course, we don't want segregation. But again, when you're being integrated into institutions, into a culture that's a supremacist culture, that's a culture that feeds off of hierarchy, that feeds off of insecurity, anxiety. Why?
Yeah, only white people feed off of hierarchy. Yeah, it's not like a deep-seated a human emotion to want to uplift somebody over you and have leaders. I'm gonna come. Yeah, black people never had leaders. They were just all coming together, holding hands. There was never kings and queens. Everybody was kings and queens in Narnia. I mean, in Wakanda forever. Everybody was the king and queen. What would they do without the veneration of lefty white people? I have no idea. This is the problem. Lefty white women are just like encouraging this kind of insane rhetoric. This is so psychotic. This is literally a KKK rally. This is like, the Masons or the Dragon Masters or whatever they're called. They would be like, oh yes, exactly. Keep talking. Yes, let us segregate, because segregation means freedom. Segregation means we can all... These people seriously think that if we were to segregate amongst each other, that they would thrive, and then white people wouldn't thrive or something. If we just all got together and went amongst each other, and another reason, these are the same people that would freak out when people of the right say that we need to have stronger borders. They would be like, no, we need to have open borders. We need to allow whoever to come in whenever they want. And then they're screaming about segregation. I don't understand how logically you can come to a lot of these insane lefty points and still walk out not being a racist. I just don't. And it's always been the case. It's always been the case that's they're just racist against white people. And people have said that over and over again. And the left likes to claim and pretend that they're not racist against white people. But everything out of their mouth is racism. She's selling you her gift. She feeds off white people anxiety and insecurity. I think she is. Okay, wait, what did she say? She said, again.
Weren't the only options. Within those two options, it may seem like integration is the more progressive. Of course, we don't want segregation. But again, when you're being integrated into institutions, into a culture that's a supremacist culture, that's a culture that feeds off of hierarchy, that feeds off of insecurity, anxiety, why are we being integrated into that?
Oh my God, dude. These people are psychotic. But my favorite is James Carville himself also has a new clip going around talking about how calling people of color racist and putting people of color all in the same group is actually racism. Something we've all been saying over and over again. You can't just say black people think this way, white people think this way. It's racist. That's why when a black person becomes a conservative or a Republican, they call him a freaking Uncle Tom. It's the most racist crap ever. It's how dare you speak out against your own race? How dare you think differently than me? I mean, listen to this.
I just want to make a disappointed observation. I think
these people, the most racist thing that I hear is when people say communities of color or people of color, because that assumes that everybody that is not white is the same, which is that, like, it's I think it's racist.
Yes.
To say, well, Filipinos are the same as Hondurans, are the same as Nigerians.
You just call him Cajun Smeagol? Dear Smeagol. Oh.
To say, well, Filipinos are the same as Hondurans, are the same as Nigerians, are the same as Indonesians is absurd.
Yeah, duh.
And they just keep using this language, and I think they're too naive to know how stupid it is.
Yeah.
That's my own view.
Yeah. I mean, I think again, the data will show you that it's just not accurate, right? I mean, you look at where some of our Muslim American communities voted, where some of our South Asian American families voted. I mean, it doesn't work, at least in a state like Michigan. It's like a giant mixing bowl on political preferences. And if you think that you understand a community because of their country of origin, you haven't run in a swing state.
Yeah, you haven't. I'm starting to like James Carville. Yeah, he sometimes has decent points. I think the new push for succession using racial inequality is the new disguise. I'm starting to think so too. After his snot-nosed teenager rant, he's winning me over. Yeah, he's kind of winning me over too. But I just love that, like, this is the new push. Segregation, integration never truly worked. These people, all you have to do is take what he said and then put it like a KKK member's. I don't even think the KKK is this bad. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the KKK would not even come out publicly and saying these things. Even Hitler in his grave is like, wow, that's pretty aggressive, wouldn't you say? God, these people are absolutely insane. But of course, I mean, this is the thought process in which the left likes to paint the right as like we're scared of black people or we're scared of anybody that looks differently, and the only people that voted for Donald Trump are these deep-seated racists. Even SNL. Which, again, SNL just had their 50th anniversary. I'm a huge SNL fan. I've always been a huge SNL fan my whole life. I can't help it. It's in my blood. It's in my DNA to enjoy comedy, even if it sucks. I still think to give it a try. The SNL 50 was great. It just proved that previous cast members are 10 times funnier than the crap that we have today, because we had old cast members coming on and I was dying laughing at their skits, but the new cast members all suck in comparison. But of course they had the one racist white guy, and Tom Hanks came out in a MAGA hat and was playing this Black Jeopardy game. And then there was a point in the Black Jeopardy where Keenan walks over to the MAGA guy and goes to give him a handshake, and he's scared of a black person.
You know what? I agree with you, Doug. I'd like to shake your hand, sir. Here we go. No. Oh, no.
Like that.
Oh, no. It's just a handshake. Yeah, it's just a handshake. Yeah, all right. You're welcome at Black Jeopardy anytime.
All right. Well, thank you, my brother. Maybe I'll start a show for you to come on, and we'll call it White Jeopardy.
We don't need it. We don't need it.
It wasn't funny. It wasn't funny because it didn't hit home. Again, this is how they view you. But out of the same mouth, they're like screaming for segregation because it's not working. And his prime example was Finnish people. The Finnish people have it going on. They're all on the same ideology. They're all white. They all mix together. It's great. I thought we were a melting pot. I thought this was a good thing. Are we just getting farther and farther on the insane sides? We could all send the black people to Gaza. Oh my God. Yeah, dude, is this where you want to go, Trevor Noah? What? I always think like these like racist people. I'm always like, what is your racist utopia? Where are you going? Where is this racist utopia that you feel like if you were just there, or we were like this country, we would all of a sudden be perfect. Everything would be perfect. Nothing would be bad. We wouldn't have any crime or anything like that. And the funny part too is like racists on the other side of the aisle or a different skin color are like, oh yes, we do. put all the black people together. Because every black person is violent. Put them all together. And these are the same people be like, oh, don't say that. That's racist. And you're like, you're literally advocating for that exact kind of rhetoric and thought, you idiot. Lists are coming out. So tone deaf, more black men voted for Trump. I know. Detroit is a racist utopia. Is that the racist utopia? Is that the utopia these racists want to go to? They want to go to Detroit. Send me to Detroit. Send daddy to Detroit. When Trevor Noah first got to the U.S., he was saying how not racist it is. I do remember how he was talking about how great it is that we're all like this melting pot and people are coming together. I remember that distinctly. Let's build a huge trailer park for them in Kansas. Are you talking about for white people? That sounds like a white utopia. We'll put all the white people in a trailer park somewhere in Kansas. We'll put them in a flyover state, and people will stay away. People will stay away. Races, who, what, when, there, how, why, how. This is Ben. Thanks, Ben. But I like to finish it off because we need to come together as a country after being ridiculed by SNL and Trevor Noah. And the only person that can bring us together is a brand new NAACP recipient herself, Kamala Harris. For her unwavering commitment to justice and equity.
I'm going to come.
I love that they just give themselves awards. Okay, here's Kamala Harris on Broadway. Remember how we just dodged a fucking bullet.
And but spirit's tired, but you cannot be defeated. Don't let anybody defeat that. Because then what do we have left? When we think about like these moments where we see things that are being taken.
Yeah.
But also let's see it as nature abhors a vacuum. So where there's a vacancy, then let's fill it. Right? And
where there's a vacancy, let's fill it. Oh my God, I love that. That's what she said.
I'm gonna come.
Don't let them take away your vacancy. When there's a vacancy, let's fill it. God. She's drunk again? I think so. I mean, she just got done watching a Broadway speech. She's freaking fired up about it. She thought everyone forgot about her. I had. I'm not going to allow you guys to forget about Kamala Harris. Here's the real reason why I can't allow any of you guys to forget about Kamala Harris. She's going to run again. Okay? She is going to be the Democrat nominee. I guarantee you that. She is going to run again. They think that she didn't have enough time. So she is running again. It is going to happen. She thinks she looks good in a pantsuit. She looks hot in a pantsuit. Give me a woman in a hot pantsuit, and I'll show you a really turned on ginger.
I'm going to come.
We came together as a country. We beat the brakes off of Canada in hockey. Yeah, we truly did. Kamala 3-12. When there's a vacancy, let's fill it. In the good book of in the good book of Kamala Harris, chapter 3, verse 12. When there's a vacancy, let thy vacancy be filled. God. Talk to us, Mama.
Where there's a vacancy, then let's fill it.
Amen.
Right? And let's know that the reality is that the progress of our nation has always been about the expansion of rights, not the restriction of rights. We're seeing a U-turn right now. For those rights to be maintained, which means we have to be vigilant, and it's just the nature of it. I mean, look at this beautiful play and everything that we know he had to suppress so much. But he knew, and he took those risks. But we have to be clear-eyed. And it doesn't mean we don't see the beauty in everything, right? These things all coexist. But I believe we fight for something, not against something.
Wow.
That's the word. Right. And that's our optimism.
Did you hear that? In the good book of Kamala Harris, chapter 4, verse 13. We're not fighting against something. We're fighting for something. Did you hear that? change your freaking fire alarm batteries now. Change the freaking fire alarm batteries right now.
Yeah.
Look, even Doug Emhoff is like, I am so sick of this bitch. God, she is absolutely fucking stupid. You know, he's just like looking around. And he's like, I know my wife is cringe, guys. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Can you stop acting like she's saying good stuff? We have to stop it. You have to stop encouraging her to say this nonsense. It's making things worse. You're making us look bad. When there's vacancy, lessons from Mayor Willie Brown. Oh my God. When there's a vacancy in Willie Brown's life, I'm feeling it. This country will go back. This country will and is going through a mass exchange of power, but not in the way people think. That's true. That's true. I think the American spirit is back. The Americans that want to come together and be for America and be for one another, I think, are coming together. But there's still people on the left that are like, we need to segregate, we need to separate, and we need to acknowledge there's equity, equality. It's like, I'm gonna come. We're not speaking your language anymore, honey. We don't do this equity crap anymore. We're done with the woke agenda. We're done with the woke language. We're done with your little religious ceremonies and your religious slangs for your own DEI bullshit. You're not my supervisor. Her platitudes are so... Thank you, Mark. What? Derek O'Shea hates strong, powerful women? Is that what it is? I'm over here critiquing Kamala Harris because I think that she's an idiot. And in reality, I just hate powerful women. I didn't know that. I'm going to repent of this. In fact, is there a way that we can still donate to Black Lives Matter? How to donate to BLM now? I still want to donate. Where do we go to donate to Black Lives Matter? Oh, you can still donate. Oh my God. You can still donate. Oh, how much am I going to put down? I'll put 1,000. No, let's put 50,000. Make it a monthly. Yeah, let's make it monthly. Thank you for joining the Black Lives Matter movement. We're dedicated to ending state-sanctioned violence, liberating black people, and ending white supremacy forever. If you guys don't mind also donating today, take some time out of your life to donate to Black Lives Matter. They still need their money. They still need it, okay? Racism isn't solved. And it won't be solved until Trevor Noah finally can have his segregated schools again, because then we can finally get together. Chirp says the smoke detector. If anyone would like to discuss race check-in with me, I would love to discuss that with you, Ben. Just tell her no one time. That's true. Derek O'Shea is a string of powerful women. Thank you. Look, I'm not against powerful women because I'm from powerful women. Okay? And as somebody who has 2 mothers, because I'm very progressive, I'm gonna come. 1 white and 1 black, I'm above you somehow. I'm somehow above you because my racist bingo is much higher than yours. Okay, I am still running off the curtails of my black stepmother. So address me correctly. Step black perspective. Okay, this is the step black perspective. It's a real thing. BLM needs your support more than ever after USA aid shut down. Oh my God, we haven't looked into that. The USAID and giving to BLM, that needs to be looked at. Property taxes are out of this world. That is true. Goofy stuff. Be unburdened by what has been. Are there any so-called white people in the chat? If there is, get out. Okay, this chat, this show, this isn't for any white people. Okay, we hate them here. The only white people I want in my chat are white people that are willing to bend the knee. Okay, like this. Nancy Pelosi bending the knee. Like, this is the only white people I want in my life, is people that are willing to bend the knee for... I'll never forget the moment. This is more iconic than Donald Trump going down the electric staircase. That's what I call it. This is more iconic to me. I'll never forget this. Let's turn on some music. Hallelujah. Everyone bending a knee. And oh, there she is. Kamala Harris. Oh, yes. What's your problem, white guy? Stand up when you bend the knee for black BLM people. I'll never forget this. And what are you doing with your dress underneath? Make it stop. I don't know what you're doing. You're fixing something. It's disgusting. Stop it. I'll never forget this day. Hallelujah. Karen Bass. Oh. Watching old people get up is still my favorite thing in the whole world. But she had to. She had to bend on the knee. She had to. She had to. Still one of my favorite things ever. Caroline Leavitt is a strong woman. No, she's white. And she's too young. Half of those people won't be able to get back up. No, I know. You know, half of them went immediately to like their nearest an illegal immigrant masseuse. I'll take the whole special, if you know what I mean. Make sure it's a happy ending.
I'm gonna come.
It's Tuesday. Today I'm in a taco. I can talk white guy again tomorrow. Oh, today I'm on taco. I drive a taco. Pelosi trying too hard to stand. Our government getting cucked. It's still one of my favorite things. Watching these people submit to other forces. It's like the last 10 years have been such great political theater that sometimes you forget about moments like this, you know, but I don't, because I'm a psycho. I'm an absolute psychopath, and I can't get these images out of my mind. All right, guys, I'm going to work. I hope you guys have a fantastic day at work as well. For those of you that have jobs, I assume that most of you do have jobs. You're not sucking off the government teat. This isn't a leftist program. If you want a leftist government sucking the teat program, go see Vosh or Destiny or Hassan. I'm not that guy. We all have jobs here. We all contribute to America. They love felons. They do. Panty flash squat. Gross. All right, guys, I'm going to work. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys later tonight. We're going to have some fun tonight. Have a wonderful, wonderful freaking rest of your day. Pepperidge Farms remembers. That's true.